watching the SCAC softball media days. Today we're taking a look at the Schreiner University Mountaineers softball program. The Mountaineers, of course, coming off a 23-13-1 season a year ago. 13-7 in SCAC play, good enough for second in the regular season. Schreiner will once again be led as they head into the year by head coach Amy Meyer, along with senior utility infielder Alyssa Maki. And Coach Alyssa, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Coach, I'll start with you. Now heading into your fifth season there at the helm of the Mountaineers softball program, coming off back-to-back 23-win seasons, the most in the SCAC era, along with those 13 SCAC wins, which are the most conference wins in the SCAC era for Schreiner. What have you learned to enjoy about this time of year, preseason, and how important is it for this group to sort of lay that foundation looking ahead to the success you hope to have the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, when you're looking at it, preseason technically started in the fall. That's when we're laying down the foundation, and when they get back here at this time, this is more the exciting time. So this is the easy time to enjoy because, you get to see what kind of work they put in over the break and what they're ready to just get up and go do. So foundation work's already been laid between the upperclassmen, the leadership council, and what we do in the fall, that by the time they're here, I mean, we're pretty much on autopilot getting ready to go.
Alyssa, for you coming into your senior season, kind of in a unique situation, one of the lone seniors on the team filled with a ton of young talent. How have you sort of shouldered that responsibility? Coach talks about the leadership council, heading into your final preseason. What is your mindset with a ton of young players and asked to sort of be one of the senior leaders with this group?
I always want to be a very good role model to the younger girls, as they do have a lot of talent, and I think that they'll be an awesome addition to this team. So I always just want to make sure that I'm always a very good role model and somebody that they can look up to.
Coach, I mentioned the youth in this group, 16 freshmen in all. That injects a special energy in a program when you have that many freshmen. How excited are you to get to work with this group? And what is key in terms of these first few weeks leading into the season as far as sort of establishing what you want to with these young players?
Again, it just goes back to the leadership that we have on the team. I mean, with Maki and a couple of other key people who have been with us from the beginning of the program. Building it up. It does take time to take a process. So when you get kids like Mac, who already have it figured out, or on the same page with you, what you're trying to do with a program, it makes it a lot easier when you bring in 16 freshmen because now it's not just me or the coaching staff trying to implement values and figure out how we're going to get all these kids on board. It's us along with Mac and the rest of the people on the upperclassmen and the returners that are helping them just kind of guide them in the direction of where we want to go. So like I said, it's awesome to be in this position right now when you have kids like Mac and who have been there with you and really taken the time to build something as awesome as we have right now.
Alyssa, for you, you're coming off an outstanding season a year ago as a junior. You led Schreiner in hits with 45, along with batting average, knocking .417 from the plate. You finished third in the SCAC as well with home runs with 5. What have you worked on specifically with your game heading into this senior season and the offseason to get better?
I think that the mental game is always an aspect that is extremely important. So that's something I value very highly, apart from the physical work, such as working out, fielding, hitting, and things like that.
Again, you're watching the SCAC Softball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Schreiner University Mountaineers softball program. We're joined by head coach Amy Meyer and senior utility infielder Alyssa Maki. And coach, pitching was a big part of this team's success a season ago. The staff as a whole carried a 3.30 ERA, second best in the SCAC. You return one of the big horses in that bullpen in Hannah Ortiz. How much do you hope to continue that trend this season? How important is that pitching staff going to be moving forward into the team's success once again this year?
Well, that's where the freshmen come in. When you bring in some young kids in the circle and you have people like Hannah, who can teach them in the circle. It's just a continuous cycle, building upon it and continuing to bring in talent. So, I mean, to me, it looks very promising to have your returning ace, D3 Hero Sports Sophomore of the Year, and then leading the 2, 3, 4 freshman pitchers that we have. So it's looking really good for us.
Alyssa, offensively, this team was great at the plate last year, third in the SCAC, hitting a .317 clip as a group. But one of the things that stood out to me was also third most steals in the league, 53 on the season as a team. You individually had 9 last year. That sort of aggressive mentality on the base paths, sort of describe that. And is that a part of this offensive sort of makeup with this group? And how important is it for this team in terms of a mindset to sort of put pressure on the defense when you get on the base paths?
I think our coaches really help us a lot with that. They're always telling us to push our boundaries in practice, do more each and every day, and that really helps us implement that in the games. So that's definitely something that we hold a very high value to.
Alyssa, finally closing things out with you, as you look ahead to this 2019 season, what are some of the team goals this group has, and what do you see as being important for this program to continue to sort of take that next big step as you build something special there at Schreiner?
Well, our team motto this year is all in. And I think that definitely has a lot to do with never being complacent and always wanting to grow individually and as a team. So that's something we're going to hold to a very high standard this year.
And finally, Coach, to wrap things up with you, for all the fans and family, friends that will be coming out to support this Mountaineers softball program this season, what can they expect to see in terms of what you hope to really become the characteristics of this team, that no matter what, win or loss, day in, day night, when they come to see your softball program, they can expect to see what out of this group you hope this year?
Class, for sure. I mean, when you talk about all in, that encompasses everything, and the big thing's character. So I think that's what sets our program apart, is our kids have really high character. You know, whether they're winning or losing, up by 20, down by 20, like, their character isn't going to change. It's going to be the same. They're going to be the same people that you see that walk on the field at the beginning of the game.
The Schreiner University softball program, again, will be led in the 2019 season by head coach Amy Meyer, along with senior utility infielder Alyssa Maki. The Mountaineers will open up the 2019 season on the road Friday, February 1st at Hardin-Simmons. Coach Alyssa, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.